Hello, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be learning how to draft and cut and sew a bustier. So I've already done many tutorials on this, so this is going to be very fast, and you can check other videos for more detailed tutorials. So I already drafted the basic bodies, so I'm going to be showing you all of the lines so that you understand what we are doing. But this is not for someone that doesn't know how to draft basic bodies. Okay, so you can check my previous videos if you don't know how to draft basic bodies. So I've already drafted it, everything is set as you can see. So now this is my chest line, as you can see, and that is my bust point. Then that is my under bust, and that is my waistline. So this is my M line. So try as much as possible to label. If you're familiar with me, you will know that I always shout on labeling your pattern. So now the front waistline, the back waistline, the difference is 2 inches. So that is why the back is shorter than the front. So I came up by 2 inches at the back. Okay, so I already drafted for the dart. So I used 1.5 for my dart allowance. So 0.75 on both sides, and then I connected my dart leg together. Okay, so you can do however you want, 0.5, 0.75, or 1 inch on both sides. So now this is my shoulder slope. I use 0.75, and that is my O. So now let's talk about the back. So now I came in by 0.5 to prevents bulging from the center, the waistline at the back. So now for my darts, you can see I already did everything. So now for the neckline, you can do any choice of neckline that you want. So I'm just doing this. I'm still going to change it just for you. It's a placeholder so that you can understand and have a visual of how everything is. So it's going to be very easy and very simple to do. Okay, so check my previous tutorial for much more detail on how to draft basic bodies and all. So now let's move. So now you need to determine where your cleavage is going to start from. I like doing 2 inches above my chest line. Okay, so I like doing 2 inches. I like going 2 inches above my chest line. So now this depends on how much cleavage you want to show. So if you want to show more cleavage, you can just come a bit lower, but for me, coming up 2 inches above my chest line works perfectly for me. So for those that want to use my measurement, it is 7.5 inches from the starting of the draft, the starting of my paper. Okay, so 7.5 inches from the beginning to that place. Okay, so if you want to use my measurements, you can just do that. Just come down by 7.5 inches. So now on your shoulder slope, you're going to divide your shoulder slope into 2. So you can just fold the tape measure like that if you don't want to divide. Then you connect to your bust point. All of our connection is going to our bust point. Okay, so just watch what I'm going to do. We are going to be done in no time. So just connect to your bust points like that. Just watch what I'm going to be doing. It's very simple and very easy to do. So now we need to prevent gaping. Okay, so we need to tighten our over bust. So I'm tightening it by 0.5. You can use 0.5 to 0.75 depending on how busty you are, or you can use 0.25 if you are not that busty. So now we are going to connect to the bust point. I told you all of the connection is going to the bust point. Okay, so now I choose 0.5 on both sides, then I connected to my bust point. So this is going to prevent gaping and tighten my over bust for me. So now the next thing is our under bust. We need to tighten our under bust. So now to do that, you take the measurements that you have on your pattern paper. Now we have, this is the quarter measurement of the whole measurement. So now what you're going to do is you're going to divide your original under bust by 4 as well, because that is quarter. So let's say your underbust is 28, so you divide it into 4, so that means you have 7. So now the measurements that you get from this, now let's say it is 8, so you're going to subtract 7 from 8, so that is 1. So now you're going to tighten your underbust by 1, so you can just distribute it 0.5 on both sides. I hope you understand. So you're subtracting your quarter of your underbust line from the quarter measurement of what you have on your pattern paper. Now the next thing is you're going to connect to your bust point. I told you every connection is going to our bust point, so you can see that the shape is coming out. So if you are not satisfied with the shape your French cuff is giving you, you can just use your free hand to just shaping it so that you're going to be satisfied. Now you are going to connect the leg to wherever you want, if it's to your waistline, or you can come down a bit from your waistline. Just know that anything you take from it, you have to return it back. And mind you, this I'm going to be using a zipper, so I don't want it to be too tight. Okay, so I'm not going to be snatching a lot like that. I think being I'm using a loop, I will make it, if I want, I can make it more snatched. Okay, so label your pattern as much as possible, so that when you pieces everything, you still know which part is going to which part. Now we need to close up that part so that the yoke is going to align to the rest of the bodies. So you just go up just a little bit. So I'm just drafting a broken line, so you just go up a little bit just to close that part, so that once you cut it off the upper part, your yoke is not going to be wider than the lower part. So you can see we are practically done. This is very easy and very simple to do. So under 5-15 minutes you are done with this. Now you can decide to shape in your bustier however you want, but I'm not going to be doing that. But I'm just showing you, just giving you a visual representation of how it can look like. So just let your creativity lead you and guide you to whatever you want your bustier to turn out. So you can even turn this into a corset, you get. So it's very simple and very easy to do. I have tons of videos on bustier, on corset on my channel, so do well to check them out if you want more in-depth tutorial on this. So now the next thing is for us to put our bust dart. Okay, so now you know that the bust dart is going to be the difference between your front waistline and your back waistline, and the difference between this person's front waistline and back waistline is 2 inches. So we need to close that 2 inches so that the sides is going to align. So now I came down 2 inches from my bust point, then I'm connecting it to my bust point. You can decide to connect your bust point, or maybe 1 inch away from your bust point. Just do what works for you. So now I'm coming out by like 0.25. see the way I'm doing by the side. So I just came out by 0.25 and then just drew a little triangle like that, so that when I close my bust darts, there won't be excesses. Okay, so I usually do that. So now we've done that. If you've gotten to this point and you are yet to subscribe, please make sure you subscribe, smash the like button and turn on the notification bell. So we are practically done. Now all we need to do is cut. But before that, I want to show you something. So you can decide to do any M line that you want. You want a scallop M line, you want just anything that you want to do. You can do it before you cut your pattern, or you do it after you finish sewing. Okay, anyone that works for you, but make sure that the side is the same. Okay, so anything you want to do at the center front, center back is all up to you, but make sure that your side front and your side back, let it align. So that is why I'm using my tape measure, just to measure how far I'm going. So you can do any design of your choice. Okay, so I'm just doing just a little bit for you to just know what I am doing. Okay, so you do the same thing for the back. Make sure the sides are aligned so that you don't have issues when you want to join. Okay, so just do, and you can decide to do scallop, just scallop. I think I made a tutorial on how to do scallop neckline, so you just apply the same thing to the M line. So anything, so you can see that I'm doing the same measurement for the back as well. Now the center back or wherever, you can do any design of your choice. Okay, so if you have any tutorial that you want me to work on, just put it in the comment section. So if you have any design, any clothing, any outfit that you're confused on how they, how they made it, so just put it in the comment section. So we are going to work towards it. Tell me what you want me to make. I am here to service you. Okay, and if you're confused about any parts, just put it in the comment section as well. So now I'm just doing cutting. Now we need to close our bust dart, but to do that, to close one dart, you have to open another dart. That is why I'm opening the waist dart. See what I did? So I'm opening my waist dart to close my bust darts. So if you do not do that, you're going to see that it's going to be very, very difficult for you to do. So I'm just cutting. You can see the way I cut it. Just watch what I'm doing. So now after cutting it, the next thing is for you to just close your bust dart as like so. Okay, make sure you close everything and use your sellotape or your pin to hold it in place. Okay, just use anything to hold it in place. Now the next thing is for you to cut out all the unnecessary parts that you don't want, the bust that, the waist that, so you can see what I'm doing. So just cut and everything. So I'm going to cut everything out, as you can see, and we're going to move to the next thing. So now this is the neckline that I'm using. So you can see that I'm just using that straight part. I did not use the curved part because of the type of neckline that I want to do. So just straight like that. Okay, so now the next thing is for you to just cut every other part. Just follow your pattern. As long as your pattern is good, you're good. So let's move to the next thing. So now I've done all of the cutting, so I want to show you the neckline for the front, how I did that. So we're going to get to that in a jiffy. So you can see our pattern is set. So now for the front, because it's going to be asymmetrical, we need to cut another one on fold. So you know that we cut the upper part, the yoke, we cut it into, so just sellotape it and then you draft it out again on fold, just like you see me do. So you can see, because the neckline for the front is asymmetrical. Okay, so that is why we cannot just use one piece. We need to cut it on fold so that we know where we are working and what we are working with. So now from the center, I came in by 3.5, as you can see. Then for the upper part as well, I came in by 3. Now I'm going to be connecting it together. So you can do any design of your choice, but if you are doing exact same design, just follow what I am doing. It's very easy and very simple to get, as I usually say. So now I'm going in by 3.5 inches as well, and I'm connecting. So you can decide on how wide you want your neckline to be. So that is what is going to determine how you're going to do this, how wide you want to do it. Okay, so now the next thing is for you to label as much as possible, so you do not get confused after you've cut everything out. Label the front, label the upper part, the lower part. Just label it as much as possible that you will understand which pattern goes to which. Okay, so I cannot overemphasize that. So now we've already cut that part out. So this is how our neckline is going to come out for the front. So now I'm going to be using this beautiful lace fabric, this chantilly lace. I'm using 1.5. It's a turquoise blue, so I'm using 1.5 yard. Okay, then I'm going to be using the lining as well. Okay, so now I'm going to do and cut out everything. So I've gone ahead to cut out everything. So we've cut out every part of it, and I'm going to be using the wording just for the bustier. So I added 0.5 inch for sewing allowance, then for the upper part 0.5 as well. Okay, So now for the front part, I cut out 2 lining. So you can use lining, you can use doll face or any other material that you want to use to line it. I'm cutting out 2 because we are going to be using 1 chantilly lace, 1 lining for the upper parts, because we are using wording. So we need to cover that wording, okay, so that it's not going to show. You know that this is lace. If it's Ankara now, you can just use your Ankara and your lace together. Then for the side, and your wording together, then for the sides, I use 2 inches for the sewing joining allowance by the side. So now for my center back, remember I told you that I'm using zipper, so I used 1.5 for my zipper allowance. Then every other part I added 0.5 for the joining allowance. Now for the yoke, so I cut out just 1 for the yoke, 1 piece each for the yoke. So for the back, I'm going to use bias to finish it up. But for the front part, remember that we have that V shape, so I'm going to be using the salvage end of the lace. Okay, so you're going to have that scallop design for the opening of the center, your neckline. Okay, so I don't need to use bias. So now the next thing is for you to join. Okay, join your sides together, where the dart is, just join everything together. Join your lace separately, join your lining separately. Okay, so and then for the front as well, you do the same thing, but you remember that for the front it is 1 lining and 1 lace. Then your if you're using cup, or if you're using wording, I don't want the wording to be too, I don't want the bust part to be too thick, so that I'm just using 1 wording. Okay, but if you want it to be thick, just double it, just like the ones I've done previously. Just check out all of the videos on Bustier on my channel, you're going to have further understanding. So now the next thing is for you to just join all of the pieces together. There is nothing difficult about it, so we don't have that much pieces. Okay, so just go ahead, join lining to lining, join fabric to fabric, so that you can have inseam finishing, so that the inside of your fabric is going to be neat. So now for the yoke part, after you've already joined the cut part, where your dart you cut out, after you've already joined together, just join everything together, your yoke, and you're gonna come out with this. So you can see this is looking all beautiful. So the bustier part is not that thick because I use just 1. So if you want it to be very, very defined, you get, so just you can double it, or you use a cup, so as the case may be. So you can see this is very easy and very simple to do. You're going to be done under 15 minutes. So look at the neckline of the front, so you can see that scallop part, you can see that scallop design. So you use the selvage end of your lace, so that when you're cutting your pattern, just place it well at the selvage end, so that you get that design shape. Now I'm going to be putting zipper and all at the center back. So look at the inside, look at how neat the inside of my outfit is. Then you can use any sleeve of your choice. It is dependent on you. So now what I'm going to be showing you is the M line. Okay, so you can decide to use the do the M line, do it on your pattern, or after you've already joined your fabric together, then you can now create the design you want. But if you want to do that, make sure that you arrange your fabric very well. Make sure that it is perfectly aligned, so that whatever design you're doing on one side is going to reflect on the other part. So you can see that I'm taking my time to align it. So make sure each seam is resting on the other seam like that, so that every seam is going to align. So once you cut out the shape, one part is not going to be wobbly. I hope you get what I'm saying. So now from the center, from the side, the side back and the side front, you can see that is where I'm going to be starting my design from, because that is where I want to go up. Okay, so I came up by 4 inches by the side. This is totally dependent on you. Okay, just do whatever you want, do anything. The sky is your beginning. Just be creative and do anything you want. So if you got to this point and you haven't subscribed, make sure you click the subscribe button and put on a notification bell, so that whenever I drop another tutorial, you'll be the first to be notified. So you just do any design that you want, or you can just copy what I am doing, and then you do cut, and you are practically done. So if you have any question or you're confused, just put it in the comment section. So now to finish up your M, you can use your bias to finish it up, or you can just bring it out from the armhole and then you sew it so that it's going to have inseam finishing, just the same way we close up suits. Okay, so you just pull it out from your armhole and then you sew it, so everything is going to be inseam, and then we're practically done. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you're going to be trying out.